Hey, good morning, this is Tobias. I'm the maker of ISESteroids, which is an extension to the built-in PowerShell ISE editor found in PowerShell 3, 4, and 5. Today I would like to talk about a new feature called HelpCache. HelpCache is designed to help you when you cannot install PowerShell help files. Let's check out what that means. When I launch the ISE editor, I am now trying to get help. For example, I am typing in a command like get child item. Next, I click on it and press F1. And I do get some help, but it only gives me the synopsis and the syntax. So there are no help files really available. When I search for a help topic like help operator or something, the search doesn't find any text-based help files either. So now I'm launching ISESteroids. Start steroids. And then let's see what happens next. Now I repeat the very same things. First of all, I want to clear the console. There's a new shortcut, Control L, which clears it. Now I'm clicking on that word again, pressing F1. And as you can see, you get the full help. Suddenly help is available. And I'll talk about this in a second. Now what about text-based help files? Now the thing is, there are no help files installed on this system. So when I'm now searching for help operator or something like that, again, the search goes through all the commandlet helps, and that is returned. But the text-based help files, they're missing. If you want to use the text-based help files from a HelpCache location, all you need to do is really enter enable steroids help about cache. It's called help about cache because text-based help files are typically about files. And now when I do the search again, now I simply get my help topics from the offline cache. And when I click on one of these and press F1, there they are. Now what's happening here? PowerShell help comes in two different flavors. You have XML-based help files and you have text-based help files. And when you want to install them, you need to go to the internet and download them, because beginning in PowerShell 3 there was a change and PowerShell no longer ships help files. Instead, they're updatable, which is great, so you can always get the latest help files. The issue is that help files are stored with your modules, and most modules are stored in locations where a regular user cannot update files, like System32 in the Windows directory or program files. So a normal user has no chance to ever get to those help files and needs the help of an administrator that updates or installs those help files for him. Now ISESteroids now has a mechanism called HelpCache, which means you can download all your help files, but if you either don't have admin privileges or if you don't want to touch the machine for some other reasons, maybe it's a customer machine and you're not allowed to change it, then you can always do this. Update steroids help, no touch. And when you run this, it basically does the very same thing that you would do when you regularly update help. So it'll go to the internet, it'll download the files, and the thing that is different here is it's not copying those files to the original write-protected locations, but instead it's copying the files to a HelpCache location. When you look at the parameters of update steroids help, you'll see that you have a parameter where you can choose the destination where you want your HelpCache to exist. By default, it's automatic, and automatic means if you have write permissions to your ISESteroids modules folder, it'll place the files there. If you don't have write permissions there, it'll go to app data, and if you have a folder called HelpCache in your Windows PowerShell documents folder, then I'll copy the files there. Now this updated my offline files, and whenever I now request help, ISESteroids does the following. It first takes a look at the original location, the modules, and if it can find the help file there, it'll take it from there. So there's no change If you can update your help files, you'll always get the same experience. If you are missing the help files, it is checking the help cache alternate locations, and if the help file is present there, it simply loads it from there. It actually loads it in the built-in PowerShell help system, so as you can see, you get the very same help experience. Okay, that's it. Maybe one more thing or two more things. When you go to the help menu, you find Update Windows PowerShell Help. This command was a little bit changed in ISESteroids, so when you run it, it does this. It checks whether you are an administrator or whether you are able to elevate, and if you can do that, then it'll elevate a separate PowerShell process and update help. It looks like this. So this is now in a second window, basically updating help. Oh, I have a high resolution screen here, so it's really tiny. Anyway, you can see it. If you're not an administrator and or if you cannot elevate, then it'll fall back to ISESteroids help with the no touch option. So no matter what you do, you simply choose that command in your help menu and you're good. There's just one more thing to note. If you want to not only access XML-based help files, but also the text-based help files, remember that you need to enter enable steroids help about cache. That is a setting per session. So if you want to use this, you should place it into your startup script. There's an easy way to open the startup script. It's simply clicking on this button here. The reason why text-based help files are treated differently than XML-based help files is XML-based help files are tied to a commandlet. So PowerShell and ISE and ISESteroids also know when this file is needed and can check whether it's there or not. About files are simply text files that can be anywhere in any module. So if those files would have been loaded always automatically, they could conflict with the original files. So if you have original files, you don't need ISESteroids help about cache, but if you don't, you can use it. And then there's another issue that you should be aware of. If you do a full text search, for example, like operator, and press F1, in PowerShell 3 and 4, you get immediate results. In PowerShell 5, this search can take a long time. It may just be 10 or 15 seconds. It could also be 5 minutes. The reason is currently in PowerShell 5, the full text search does a very thorough search. It goes through all your modules that you have in all of your module locations and touches every single file in these modules. So if a module contains lots of data and other stuff, this will slow down the search, the full text search. This is also true for ISESteroids. ISESteroids is a PowerShell module and it is packed with stuff. So if you have ISESteroids installed on PowerShell 5 currently, this will slow down full text search, as will do any other module that has lots of content in it. But I keep my fingers crossed that that issue will be resolved shortly in PowerShell 5. Okay, that's it for now. If you have questions, suggestions, anything like that, please visit www.powertheshell.com. And on the right side, you'll see links to the version history, to the latest downloads, to licensing, and also on the bottom of each ISESteroids page, you'll find a form where you can submit your tickets or suggestions. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.